As a comms operator at the Naval Submarine Base, New London, my job is to monitor submarine missions through camera feeds and maintain constant communication with the crews. It's a routine task, but one that requires unwavering attention to detail. Today, I'm overseeing the USS Nautilus, a Virginia-class submarine on a classified mission in the Mariana Trench. I settle into my chair, adjusting my headset and focusing on the array of screens before me. The camera feeds show the submarine's interior, the crew going about their duties with practiced efficiency. The Nautilus is a marvel of modern engineering, equipped with advanced surveillance and defense systems. Comms. This is Nautilus. We've reached the designated coordinates and are commencing deep dive operations, the submarine's captain reports over the radio. Copy that, Nautilus. Maintain regular check-ins and keep us informed of any developments, I respond, logging the transmission. As the Nautilus descends into the inky depths of the Mariana Trench, I monitor the camera feeds closely. The crew works in sync, their movements precise and purposeful. Suddenly, a flicker on one of the screens catches my eye. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but years of experience have trained me to notice the smallest anomalies. Nautilus, this is comms. We're seeing an unusual reading on our end. Can you confirm? I ask, my voice steady despite the growing unease in my gut. Static crackles over the radio, and the captain's voice comes through, distorted and strained. Comms, we are experiencing some interference. Our systems are detecting an unidentified object in close proximity to the submarine. The camera feeds become increasingly unstable, the images flickering and distorting. I catch glimpses of the crew, their faces etched with confusion and concern as they attempt to identify the anomaly. The Nautilus's exterior cameras struggle to cut through the murky depths, revealing only fleeting shadows and shapes. I try to re-establish a clear line of communication, my fingers flying over the console. Nautilus, please provide a status update. What can you tell us about the unidentified object? Silence. The radio remains eerily quiet, and a sense of dread settles over me like a suffocating blanket. The camera feeds continue to malfunction, offering only brief, disjointed snippets of the situation unfolding aboard the Nautilus. Suddenly, the submarine shudders violently, and the camera feeds erupt into a frenzy of activity. Alarms blare, and the crew scrambles to their stations, their voices raised in a cacophony of urgency and fear. I catch a glimpse of something massive and terrifying on one of the screens, a creature of nightmarish proportions before the feed cuts out entirely. Nautilus, come in. What's happening? I demand, my heart pounding in my chest. No response. The screens remain dark and the radio silent. I try every emergency channel, every protocol, but the Nautilus has gone completely offline. The base around me erupts into a flurry of activity as other comms operators and military personnel react to the sudden loss of contact. I stare at the blank screens, my mind reeling with the implications of what I just witnessed. The Nautilus, a state-of-the-art submarine with a highly trained crew, has fallen victim to an unknown entity. As the weight of the situation settles upon me, I realize that this is just the beginning of a nightmare that will test the limits of human endurance and understanding. With trembling hands, I begin the process of documenting the incident and coordinating a response. The fate of the Nautilus and its crew hangs in the balance, and every second counts. I can only hope that we can find a way to bring them back safely and confront the horrors that lurk in the depths of the Mariana Trench. The base is in chaos as we frantically try to re-establish contact with the Nautilus. I've been working non-stop, my eyes straining against the glare of the screens, desperate for any sign of the submarine or its crew. Hours have passed since the initial attack, and the tension in the room is palpable. Suddenly, a flicker of hope. One of the camera feeds sputters to life, offering a grainy, distorted view of the Nautilus's interior. The image is horrifying. The once pristine submarine is now a twisted wreck, its walls buckled and torn, exposed wires sparking in the murky water. The crew, those who are still visible, are in a state of pure terror, their faces contorted in fear as they struggle to survive. I try to focus on the task at hand, my fingers flying over the console as I attempt to stabilize the connection. Nautilus, this is comms. We have a visual. What's your status? I ask, my voice trembling. Through the static and interference, the captain's voice emerges, strained and barely audible. Comms. The creature. It's not of this world. It's hunting us, picking us off one by one. We've lost half the crew. The feed flickers, and for a moment, I catch a glimpse of the creature. Its form is indescribable, a writhing mass of teeth, tentacles, and pulsating flesh. It moves with a speed and agility that defies reason, its size dwarfing the submarine. The sight of it sends a primal shiver down my spine, and I feel the cold grip of pure, unadulterated fear. I force myself to focus, drawing upon every ounce of my training. Nautilus, listen carefully. You need to find a way to escape. Is there any part of the submarine that's still operational? The captain's response is garbled, the interference growing stronger. We're trying the escape pods, but the creature, it's toying with us. The camera feed jumps and distorts, offering fleeting glimpses of the crew's desperate struggle for survival. I watch helplessly as they try to seal off sections of the submarine, their faces etched with the knowledge that they're trapped in a nightmare beyond comprehension. Suddenly, the creature fills the screen, its monstrous form blocking out all else. It seems to be staring directly at the camera, its eyes cold and alien, filled with a malevolence that defies description. I feel my blood turn to ice as it opens its gaping maw, revealing rows upon rows of razor-sharp teeth. The feed cuts out, plunging the room into darkness. I sit there, my heart pounding in my ears, my mind reeling from the horrors I've just witnessed. The Nautilus, the crew, they're at the mercy of a monster that seems to defy all laws of nature. I take a deep breath, trying to steady my nerves. I know that every second counts, and that the fate of the Nautilus rests in our hands. I turn to my colleagues, my voice low and urgent. We need to mount a rescue operation, now. As we scramble to coordinate a response, I can't shake the feeling that we're already too late. The creature, whatever it is, seems to possess an intelligence and malevolence that's beyond our comprehension. And as I stare at the blank screens, I can't help but wonder if the Nautilus and its crew are already lost, doomed to an eternity in the belly of a nightmarish beast. But we have to try. We have to find a way to bring them back, to confront the horrors that lurk in the depths, because if we don't, if we fail, then God help us all.